Hey everyone, Mango7 here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. Today we're going to talk about progression and maybe which way to go and where to farm and everything. I'm getting so many people asking me what to do with their Wyvern 11 team, and I don't think they're anywhere near that. So I'm going to go through just kind of what I think you should be doing and farming in the meantime while you're working towards it, because people are asking me what their Wyvern 11 team should be, and they're on like Abyss 50, and like you're not even there. Like you're not even close. Like don't even bother. So let's go through a couple things that you need to be doing, and then I'll give you some ideas of where you can farm and maybe try to improve your gear that way. So even though accessories do drop in the hunt now, I do think one of the best places to get accessories after level 50 is through refreshing the shop. That's not always the right choice, and not everybody agrees with that still, but you can still get a good amount of Covenant bookmarks while you do that, and you can still get a ton of power level. Since I'm still using, even with a little bit of Wyvern 11 farming, I'm still using quite a bit of my gear from the shop. One thing I want to make sure too is a lot of your power level is coming from the high command. You get so much power from ancient coins that you need to be sending out your missions for ancient coins. I don't know how much, but 24/7. They are so important for your power level. I cannot express this enough. This is the #1 biggest increase in power level, I would say, are getting ancient coins, making sure you're always sending them out in your high command. And with those, you do not want to be buying these accessory chests. I know in the past I may have said to buy them, and my bad on that, but as we've progressed through the game, we find out we get enough accessories, enough rings, enough necklaces, that all we want to buy are these ring charms and these necklace charms, nothing else. It doesn't matter which one you buy either. 3 smalls is the same as 1 greater, so don't even worry about that, but only ever buy those. And we also get enough accessories not doing hunts that we don't even need to touch hunts for a long time. Just to give you an idea, I very, very, very rarely farm hunts. Like I just don't farm hunts at all. I didn't farm Wyvern 10. I farmed Banshee 10 for a couple days. Actually, that's the only time I really farmed hunts. I didn't really farm 9. I just haven't farmed hunts because I'm usually streaming and it's not as fun when you're streaming. So I try not to do hunts just because of that, and I haven't needed it. Obviously, I'm super strong enough to beat everything in the game, and we have all the resources available to us. So keep that in mind. You do not need to do hunts to be able to get everything done in the game. A lot of people say, my gear sucks, or my gear rolled wrong, and my gear blah, blah, blah. And look past that and try to find out why things aren't working, not blaming it on your gear, because there's a good chance it's how you have your team set up, how you have your equipment set up, all sorts of stuff like that, over stuff like not having the right gear from hunts. So just to give you an idea of some obviously super important pieces here, the Uberids is the first thing basically everybody should get. You should have all your ancient coins go straight towards this neck. This needs to be maxed out instantly. If you don't have this maxed out, even at level 60, I'm still using it on my favorite unit right now. There's also a ton of others, like this Ring of the Sacred Hero. That said, I didn't upgrade mine because I didn't understand how good it was when I got it, but every account, I think, should have this at plus 15 if you're not ranked 60 yet. And then there's also things like the Gladiators Token. I see so many accounts rank 60 that do not have this ring. This is one of the best and most power level increasing rings in the game that we have access to for free. This is one of those things that you just have to upgrade. It's so good. And yes, Mango, yes, I know it's an attack set or an attack ring on an HP set, but people like HP. It's okay, HP is a good thing. I'm never going to say no to 15% HP. Yes, I might have 12% less crit, but am I really going to get 50% attack and all these defensive stats from a crit set? I don't think so. So this really just enables you to do stuff like I have with my Violet here, where I have just an insanely awesome pair of boots in a health set. So I can get this 2 together, have a wonderful set, and just go nuts on it. And that said, as we're onto the screen, we have these as well. These are the Abyss set, and pretty much every account should have the 71 and the 85 versions plus 15. And you should probably have the lower ones plus 15 as well. if you're buying the ancient coins early and doing your things early. So all your power level is going to come from a lot of those free pieces of gear. So just super keep that in mind. There's also the Boots of a Sacred Hero from the Labyrinth, which I admittedly did not upgrade because I'm a dummy. There's also Pegasus Boots, which I admittedly did not upgrade because I'm a dummy, but I would now. There's so many things you can do. So with that out of the way, always make sure you're doing the lab as well. Always make sure you're doing the Abyss when you can. Always make sure you're doing all of the things. So now that I have that clear, I hope you understand that the Wyvern gear is not blocking you from getting stuff done. It's the last thing you should do. I think you should be doing Abyss 80 first before you do it. I think you should probably be doing Hell Raid before you do it at the same time. So what do you do in the meantime? It took me, I don't know how long that took, like 7 minutes to get to where I wanted to talk about this this video, and that's where you should be farming. So I really think you should be spending your stamina in 3 different places. One is through all the events. All the events need to be finished. The side story, sorry. You need to spend everything you can. Make sure you buy everything from the shop. I haven't finished it yet. I like to put it off because I'm lazy like that. Make sure you get everything from here except for the flame rooms, basically. And the same with every single event. That's the #1 thing you should do. One of the #2 things you should do is farming the altars. And you can farm altar 8, 9, or 10. Either one are fine. I prefer going 10 with a fodder, but I would do the highest of 8, 9, or 10 with a fodder you can do. And you can work towards your Forest Spirit altar for your Clury. You could work towards your Axe God, your Lorena, whatever you like. But you get a ton of gold, a ton of fodder XP, a ton of everything from doing these. So there's no reason not to get them out of the way. And I like to try to have as much as I can. I preemptively farmed Hazel, for example. And I would not fault somebody for preemptively farming 420 of any of the greater flame or any of the greater runes, just because it's such good XP and such good gold. So keep that in mind. That's one thing to do. And another thing is Catalyst, and this is where you're going to spend the majority of your time. And I'm just going to go over a couple. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't late on that one. I just want to go over a couple places I personally like farming, and I have spent a lot of my time. So I've spent a lot of my time in 1S2. And 1S2 gives me fighter metals, which are used for quite a few things. I think Hazel as well, I'm not sure. But more importantly, I also have plants here, and I farmed plants while I was doing Clury's specialty change. So it took me a while to farm this to get these plants killed, but while I was doing it, I farmed like 2 fighters metals, so it was absolutely worth it. Another one I farm a lot is this one here, 110. This is the Dark Vildred stage, and this is because this one gives me a Demon Blood gem. It also has these Cursed Ashes, which I find myself always wanting. So getting a Demon Blood gem here is really good, and I always farm anything in this world with one character, usually my Vildred, and then 3 fodder. So you get a ton of XP, ton of everything while you're doing that. Another one that I find myself in a lot is... not that one, is 2-2, and this gives me a special alarm loop, and it also gives me Rengar student IDs. And I also do 2-9, which is the same thing, Rengar student ID, and the same drops, except it also drops a Dream Time Circuit, which sometimes I need. I'm farming that on my alt right now for my Aether. Another place I've spent a lot of time in is 3S3. And that is for Bellona and so many other people. This is where you get your Dragon's Wrath. I farm this with 3 fodders as well and 1 DPS. You can also farm with 2 DPSs just to speed it up, be a little less efficient on the XP, but you're much faster in clearing. So there's a ton of XP to be found here, and you also get charms, you get equipment, you get everything from doing these. If you are spending your stamina farming catalysts like this, you're never losing. So just like, don't worry about anything. You're making 6 stars, you're making gold, you're getting ancient coins in the background, you're regenning your lab tokens. Absolutely never a waste of time to be farming an epic catalyst. Another one of the famous ones, people say 4-9 is hell, but it really is the easiest grind. I'm not gonna lie, like Blazing Soul is a pretty easy grind compared to a lot of the other ones, so strap yourselves in if you think Blazing Souls is a difficult one. Again, I do this one with 2 fodders. I do it with Bellona and Vildred and just try to make it faster clear. And there are so many more places I've spent a lot of time in. I'm going to try to find a couple more. One of them is 9-10. I spend a lot of time in 9-10 just because of Fighter Metal and also Heart of Hypocrisy. There's also 9-8 here, which is where my bounty is, and it also drops a Fused Nerve. So these are all stages I've spent an extraordinary amount of time on, and what I'm currently farming is 10-4, which is really annoying because it's Rabby and it takes me 3 units in 1 fodder and it's kind of slow, but I desperately need these Heart of Hypocrisies right now, so kind of sucks that I have to farm this one, but it is what it is. And holy, there are so many more places you can farm. It literally doesn't matter. As long as you're in a place with an Epic Catalyst, you're being efficient with your stamina and you're getting fodder XP at the same time. This is another one I did because while I was farming Hazel Specialty Change, I did farm this stage and I got 2 Fighters Medal during it, so I was really, really happy about that. So yeah, that's what I can say right now. So just to recap here, I really think you need to push Wyvern 11 to your back of your mind. Just because some people are doing it, it's not necessary. I don't do it really yet. I haven't gotten anything good from it yet anyway. I get all of my gear from the raid. I get all of my gear from the shop. I get all of my gear from story events. I get all my gear from that sort of thing. And I think we might get some gear from the Valentine's event coming up soon. So hopefully that'll will help out as well. If you're having trouble with something like Abyss 54 or Abyss 58 or Abyss 59, just purify your rewards for a couple days, go farm some catalysts, and come back and you should have no problem. And if you're still having problem, come message me on Discord and maybe I can help you out. But there's a good chance you have your equipment set up super incorrectly and that's what's stopping you. So I just want to get it through a lot of people's minds and thought processes that if you're having problems, it's probably how you set up your gear, not your lack of gear. You have all the tools available to get all the things done with all the gear that's free, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I just thought I'd talk a little bit. Hopefully you enjoy this. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. As always, I'll talk to y'all later and have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.